And now, a Sunny's Geeky Grove Creepypasta narration. If you see spots when you close your eyes, ignore them. Posted by Reddit user SirRonnoc on r/nosleep. I'm terrified of sleep, or more accurately, what occurs when I do. For as long as I can remember, I've seen spots when I sleep. More precisely, I see spots when I close my eyes to go to sleep. Between the second I start closing my eyes and when they are fully shut, I see two spots, one in each eye. It never used to bother me, and I only see them for a split second, so there's not much time to dwell on them. This all changed about a month ago. It was a Friday night, and I was exhausted from a long week of work. I was just closing my eyes to go to sleep when I saw these same spots in my vision. My tired mind began to wonder what had caused this for all these years, and I opened and closed my eyes several times, paying attention to when they appeared each time. I then grabbed my phone from the nightstand to do some research on this phenomenon. I didn't find anything specific about two spots appearing in the vision when the eyes are closing, but I did find some information about the strange shapes that can be seen when the eyes are already shut. Writing it off as just a small visual oddity due to the process of closing my eyes in the dark, I decided it was nothing important and went to sleep. After several nights of paying more attention to the phenomenon, I had the thought that they seemed larger than they had before I started observing them. However, I was not overly concerned, as I figured it was just a visual oddity continuing to be just that, an oddity. After about a week after I had first decided to look into these spots, I had a realization as I closed my eyes and sent shivers down my spine. The shape of these spots that I had been thinking about for the past week was the shape of human eyes. I snapped my eyes open again, but saw nothing at all. It was just me in my room, safely locked in my apartment for the night. I told myself that it was just a visual hallucination. It made sense that my mind would create a familiar human shape for me to see. Closing my eyes once again and trying not to notice the eye-shaped spots, I fell into a deep, dreamless sleep. I went about my business the next day, the same as usual. I drove to work, spent 8 hours writing out menial documents for the corporate higher-ups, and then drove home. I did ask a few coworkers whether they had ever seen strangely shaped spots in their eyes when they fell asleep, but none of them had the same experience as me. When I got home, I ate dinner by myself, rewatched a few episodes of The Office, and then headed off to bed. As I began to get tired of scrolling through social media, I placed my phone back onto the bedside table and prepared to close my eyes for sleep. When I did, I saw the all too familiar eyes staring back at me. As usual, they vanished the instant my eyes fully closed. And then it happened. I felt a soft, warm flow of air over my face. I quickly opened my eyes and looked around the room. Nothing. Once again, I tried to rationalize this as just a random warm breeze, maybe caused by the heating turning on unexpectedly. However, I knew that I had not heard the heating start, nor did I have my window open that night. I knew what I had felt, and it had felt exactly like a breath. Over the next few weeks, the experience continued. The spots were closer than they had ever been, and every couple of nights I would feel the same warm flow of air. One night, I swear that I saw the spots wink out of existence for a fraction of a second and then come back, as if they were blinking. It was a Tuesday night when it happened. I had stayed overtime at work with a deadline fast approaching in my department. When I got home, I only had the energy to make myself some toast before crawling into bed. I saw the all too familiar spot staring back at me in the dark before my eyes shut, and I attempted to fall asleep despite the unease that I felt. I noticed that familiar rush of hot air moving over my face, making me even more restless. Then I felt it again. This suddenly dismantled all of the things that I had told myself to sleep at night, as this could no longer be a random breeze. I opened my eyes. Staring back at me in the darkness was a pair of eyes. They were human eyes, yet the creature they were attached to was certainly not. It had no nose, and its mouth was a wide, gaping smile, far wider and larger than anything remotely human. Its face was only a foot from mine, right off of the edge of the bed. I was absolutely frozen in fear, unable to move or think. I stared at it, and it stared right back. Its smile widened further. I was jolted from my fear-induced paralysis as it began to reach towards me with one of its grotesque and distorted appendages. I jumped off of the bed, past it, and ran for the door. Its face turned to follow me, doing a full 180-degree turn like something out of The Exorcist. I grabbed the keys to my car and sprinted through the front door. I took the stairs, jumping entire flights at a time to get out as quickly as possible. Making it to my car, I drove for an hour before I finally began to think rationally again. I called the police and told them that somebody had broken into my apartment and had been watching me sleep. I left out the part about the inhuman features of that monster, as I did not want to end up in the psych ward at the end of all of this. However, I was certain of what I had seen, and that it was not human. Naturally, the police found nothing of interest in my apartment. No signs of forced entry, fingerprints, or any other evidence of the kind. They told me that I should stay out of my apartment until they finished their investigation, and I went to stay with my mother in the next town over. I realized that this thing had been watching me sleep for years, and that those spots had been it opening its eyes to look at me once I closed mine. Looking back on all the years before I had paid attention to the spots, it dawned on me that this creature had only began to make itself known to me after I started to pry into its existence. I still feel its breath when I sleep. If you see spots when you close your eyes, ignore them.
Hey guys, it's Sunny. I just wanted to say thanks so much for watching my creepypasta video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I enjoy a good scare every now and then. If you liked it, make sure you smash that like button. If you want to see more, go ahead and destroy that subscribe button and obliterate the heck out of that bell notification if you want to get notified of my uploads. I upload a new creepypasta every frightening Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern, so check back for that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.